Well, good day all, and I'm sending this message of hope and strength to all you fathers for justice. And in this episode I want to talk about specific issues that I haven't addressed so far. I'm here just outside of James Bay. It's really something that school boards in our country and province of British Columbia, not unlike the rest of the country that's suffering the same interaction with these omniscient school district supervisors who, like the one in North Van, who refers to himself as Dr. Pius Riot. Yes, indeed, and PhD at the head of educational services for the humble taxpayer. And all is well as long as we subscribe to their way of thinking. And their way is now the government's way, and by extension. And in some cases, they've even got so big in their britches that they feel that they're uniquely qualified, shall we say, to raise the children of mere citizenry. And so you have situations in divorce and separation, as no doubt many of you have encountered. And I am reaching out to those of you locally because I believe that there are cases to be made en masse against the school administration of British Columbia in particular, and as they're doing elsewhere. I encourage everyone to, I want to shout out to Woke Watch, James Pugh and his prolific writing are changing the balance, shall we say, and giving logic and reason back to many Canadians in a quandary. And so, back on point now, to the school boards. We have the problem where schools have come to interfere with court orders for quite some time. I started out with equal shared parenting, which was a unique situation by consent in the Supreme Court of British Columbia. My children had the benefit of that 3-day JCC because, to digress a bit, I refused the general course of action, which is extract the children from the marriage, number one. Then take them out of the catchment, which they're used to, number two. And number three, turn around and move them again to yet another school. 3 schools in the space of a year, and the court goes along with all in the interests of the children. The banner catchphrase that we all know so well. It's funny how that works for powers that be can't win if they don't use the children, your children, for their pocketbooks and benefit. And it's their benevolence that allows us all to be parents, is it not? So the school has refused to give me attendance. A simple email, in fact, as early as yesterday, was sent on Thursday, and the reply came yesterday, Friday, the 24th, the anniversary of the Ukraine war, Slava Ukraine. And so what we had is the response, a retained counsel, a angry response, no doubt, for further use down the road. And I will not dignify that. However, I will show them that their knowledge of my case is extremely limited. And I am fully confident that the orders referenced referring to Family Act law in provincial court have no jurisdiction in the BC Supreme Court under the claim for the Divorce Act, which is federal. And the problem is that these people deny not only myself, both before orders were changed and after an interim order was made for a Section 211, which is unaffordable. So the other point I want to make is that an access to justice is not available for me because of the barrier of money. That should not be the case, and that has to be argued, of course.